All right, recording has started. So let me get our screen up here. All right, can everyone see the slide?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so this is our last installment of our social media in 30 minutes or less. I know that doesn't mean programs is done. I know they still have a few more to go. So I don't want anybody to be confused about that. Also, we're going to cover four main other platforms today. There are so many out there that we couldn't ever touch them all or ever be involved in them all. So these are some examples of ones that ALA is not currently using. Some of you might be using them personally. And it doesn't mean that it wouldn't be great for ALA, national or Midland states, to use them. They'd all be wonderful, but it's, of course, just picking the best ones for us in the time allotted. So, if anybody has any ideas on how to use any of these, Lindsay and I would be happy to talk with you and try to figure out how we could fit them in. So, we're going to start with Reddit, and I'm going to put this up at the top there. I mentioned this one, I think, on our very first presentation. Reddit is, they like to call it the front page of the internet, which seems like a bold statement, but it actually is where most of the social content, I don't know if I should say most, but a lot of the social content that you see on Facebook, Twitter, and other avenues, the memes that get passed around forever, a lot of those came from Reddit. So it has tons of unique visitors, and those visitors submit links, images, other things, or just their own ideas and thoughts. And once they're there, the purpose of Reddit is to get other users to upvote or downvote those posts, and also interact with comments and threads. Oh, my arrow isn't working. All right. So this is the front page. When you first enter it, these are the most popular links currently. Right now, I will show you one that is at the top as of right now, but even since I did this, it very well could have changed. But as you can see, these have been upvoted. Looks like the top one is 6,573 times when I took this screenshot, and has 176 comments. A lot of these posts you will probably start seeing on Facebook and Twitter in the next, coming days, possibly weeks. Currently, top content is a happy birthday song, copyright ruled to be invalid. It was posted, and it is a link straight from Billboard. So actually, Billboard's, they're a huge site already, but right now they're getting a lot of exposure on this article because it has been voted to the top of Reddit. And like I said, it could change anytime, but you probably will start to see this in your other social media feeds shortly. Subreddits, it gets a little complicated. So a lot of people talk about getting lost on Reddit, but not even knowing what you're looking for. There's so much on there, and there's so many different categories. A user put together this Google Docs of a ton of subreddits to try to just kind of help out the community there. And he didn't include things like politicians and other maybe inappropriate content that might be found there, but has this huge list. I think started at 250, and he's up, I want to say, to at least 500, if not more, subreddits. So if you were interested in certain things like programming's on here, you may want to go to your Reddit page and make sure those are the feeds you're seeing. So it isn't just that front page. You can also have the top subject in any of your categories. So commenting is crucial, as it says. This is from a marketing standpoint. When somebody trying to market their website or their company tries to get a post on Reddit, like I said, Billboard is definitely getting a lot of views and exposure from being at the top right now. That's the goal when you're using Reddit for marketing. Commenting, in addition to the voting up or voting down, gets your post raised higher. The more action going on in the comments, the higher it'll get on the list. You do have to be careful, however, when posting as a marketer, that you're not getting listed as spam. There are moderators looking. There's also some automated features trying to weed out any spam. So that's, getting content that people are interested in, and not just straight advertisements is really the important part when you're using this. And on to Lindsay for Tumblr.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about microblogging before, which is just taking the concept of a blog, of writing your personal diary on the internet and putting it online. And Tumblr is one of the most popular platforms to do that, especially among young people. It's a place where you can just share text, images, and videos from around the web, just like any other. But now we'll talk about what makes it different. Okay, so it's the fastest growing social media network. It's the most popular media network behind Snapchat among young people. And by young people, I mean anywhere between 2 to 25. So the majority of its demographic is very young, and we'll talk about why. So how does it work? Tumblr allows you to either create your own content or share other content, just like any others, but the thing that sets them apart is that they don't have rules about how much you can share or the length of your posts. There's no limits or even unspoken rules about how often you can post. It's a free-for-all. And it all kind of goes together onto your own personal collage blog thing called a Tumblr. According to the internet, that's what it's called. I've never actually heard anybody call it that, so don't say it to your kids because they might laugh at you. So the whole concept of Tumblr is built around the reblog button. Users can go through and pick out what they like and reblog it onto their own blog. And that's how people get found and how content becomes popular. It's like a Facebook share, but there's no stigma to using it, and people go there and actually want to share things. You wouldn't hesitate to share something. So a couple of things that make it really different is that privacy on Tumblr is very old school. People follow their friends and only because their friends shared their direct link with them. There's no, Facebook has these people you may know type things that help you find friends, where Tumblr is much more of a closed network. You're not going to add people that you went to high school with. It's really just going to be people that you're very comfortable with. So for that reason, some people call it an antisocial network because most users don't want to be found. Most are actually set to private, and you can only get to them if you know them personally. It is 75% images. We've talked a lot about how visual content is king, and it's very true here on Tumblr too. And it's mostly images from daily life, primarily teenagers studying and drinking frappuccinos and stuff, and funny memes. This is probably the second stop from Reddit where funny memes go to be born. And anonymity is very important in Tumblr too. Most users actually choose not to share their real names. Like Facebook requires you to use your first name and last name. Tumblr just, you pick a screen name, it can be anything, and no one needs to know who you are.
All right, so on now to Vine. Some of you have probably seen a Vine, even if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, and you'll be able to tell once we get a little further into this. It's a video sharing app, but it is very short. It is only a few frames, a few seconds long, so they can be linked into this quick, sometimes choppy, 6-second video. It is on a continuous loop, so that, the one I'm going to show you in a minute is not, because of how I had to save it into the program. But normally it would just repeat, and you've probably seen them on Twitter or embedded into a web page. So here's Vine's homepage. If you're looking for Vine's homepage, just know that it is not .com. It's actually .co. And so they probably don't care, though, because their web page is really not where they're looking to get the most traffic. They want you to download this for your iPhone or Android phone. And it looks like they have Windows now as well. So they do have this pretty homepage, but that kind of like Instagram is not where you'll be using it. So you have to have a smartphone to download the app, similar to Instagram. Vine is owned by Twitter, but it does look and feel a little bit more like Instagram. Like you saw on that homepage, if I were to scroll down, you would see all of your friends' Vines as you went down the page. So when making one, the app just walks you right through it. It's the whole idea is for it to be short, separate instances to make a full 6-second video. You will do 1 to 2 seconds each. After that, it'll put them all together to create your Vine. So a lot of times, think of almost like a stop motion video. That's kind of the goal there. So this is actually a screenshot from Twitter where they are directly shared, and I will play a little one for you. Like I said, this is not on a loop, but in Twitter, as you scroll down this page, it would be. Oh, it doesn't want to play for me. Is it gonna go? Oh, my sharing doesn't want to work. Well, if you wanted to visit Twitter, I'm sure you would see something like this. The point is that it has a bunch of short videos with text embedded on it, and it's very short and repeats the whole time. Sorry that it's not working there. So you probably are wondering, well, why would I want to use Vine over Instagram, or maybe vice versa? So these are the main differences. Instagram videos are much longer, so if that's what you're looking for, then Instagram would be the way to go. Instagram also has some features that Vine isn't up on yet, fixing shaky film. Instagram can be shared to Tumblr or by email. Vine can't, but Vine can be embedded into Twitter. Instagram can't. Also, a big feature on Vine is the embedding the code onto web pages. And Vine videos are also auto looping. So it's really going to be a preference on kind of what you're trying to put out there. If it's, just supposed to be a short little something on loop, maybe something funny, you might go for Vine. If it's more of sharing with your friends a video you've taken, you probably are going to opt for Instagram. And we're back to Lindsay.
Okay, the notorious Snapchat. This is the last one we're going to talk about today. And I think that we've probably all at least heard of Snapchat for inappropriate use among young people, but they've really kind of turned things around since then, and they've gotten a lot of brands involved, and they're really turning it into a valuable marketing tool, and we'll talk a little bit about why. But first, Snapchat is just an app on your smartphone that allows you to send pictures and short 10-second videos to a closed group of friends or to an open group. And once you do that, once the person views the video or photo, it is lost forever. So in addition to just sending the photo, it has a couple of other fun little features. You can draw on it. You can add a line of text, and they have different filters and little like badges that you can put on the photo. Like there's one that says it'll automatically find your location, and it has a badge for like this is Cleveland and that kind of thing. And lately they've also come out with different things that are animated. So if you open your mouth, it'll turn your face into a scary face, and it has some fun little features to play with that are very casual and entertaining.
Did that skip one? No.
So then once you have your Snap, you can go through your friends list and select who you want to send it to, or you can choose to add it to My Story, which is a collection of your personal snaps. So it's basically a direct messaging app that gives you the opportunity to also create a list, essentially, of your past snaps. So the most popular question is, what value is there in a picture or video that you can only see for a few seconds? And from a business standpoint, it's all about capturing the person's attention. Because it's so fleeting, you're basically guaranteed that the person is paying attention when they're looking at your Snapchat. Actually, an old feature that has just recently changed is that you actually had to have your finger on your screen or the snap would go away. So that was a way to guarantee that whoever was receiving your Snapchat was paying attention, which is incredibly valuable in a world of oversaturated advertisement. And just from a personal standpoint, a lot of users prefer Snapchat over different social medias like Instagram and Facebook because social media is becoming so curated. You'll only see the most attractive selfie and the most attractive and well-positioned shot of your espresso coffee next to the scone that you bought just for the picture. Whereas Snapchat's really just for sharing things that are real life. You're going to share your unflattering pictures, and you're going to be silly, and you're going to be goofy with your friends. And that's what Snapchat's really all about anymore. So we got a question from Jesse. How do you find people or businesses, etc. on Snapchat? You actually have to know their handle in order to find them. That was Snapchat's kind of reaction to the criticism and pushback after inappropriate use and stuff. So you have to actually go to their page and find like their website and find their Snapchat handle, and then you can just search for that handle and follow them that way.
Also, I'm just going to mention with Snapchat, I actually just read an article where it's the amount of mom users is actually going way up, and a lot of it has to do with, there's only so many kid and baby photos you can post on Facebook before some people you used to know in high school are thinking, how many back to school photos are you going to post today, right? And
Right.
that's me. I fully admit it. So I was reading about those users, using Snapchat now to share their funny kid videos, their kid pictures, with that select group of people, so maybe just their family, maybe just their best friends. But instead of putting everything out there on Facebook or Instagram, they're now choosing to share more personally through Snapchat. So I just thought that was an interesting article. I have here, just to learn more, and I know this isn't the most friendly URL to type in, but since this is on a recording, if you just freeze your screen when you're on YouTube rewatching, and you'd like to read a little bit about the top 15 social networking sites you should be using, most of them we have already talked about on these sessions. So there are a couple towards the end that we did not touch on. So just if you're interested in learning more, feel free to visit that site. It's a super easy article to go through. And you can always click on each of the networks for more information once you're on that. So now we're going to open it up for questions, and anything else you think you need to know about social media. Or any examples of how you use any of these or other sites for work or personal reasons?
We just heard about them.
Well, that's good. Then you
Whole
can
new vocabulary.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good to know. Sometimes we're not sure if we're just telling everybody stuff they already know. So that's good.
Yeah, thank you. We'll try something.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, get out there and sign up and try them out and see what you think.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. And if you get on there and you're trying to promote something, let us know. We're willing to help you.
Yeah, I'm on all of these, so if you want to see pictures of my dogs and my food, feel free to add me.
I'm not on all of them. I can't take that many. I'm
So how do you find somebody on one of those, on the Snapchat?
Snapchat, you have to actually already have their handle.
So you have to be friends already.
Yeah. Can't make friends on Snapchat. You have to be friends.
Okay. And they will give you a handle.
Okay.
Yep, if they're signed up, or you can get a couple people signed up, you could test it out with your family and just,
Yeah.
It's usually very close, family, friends, maybe acquaintances, but pretty close to you.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Anything else? Or any questions on the IM? I don't have it open on my screen.
Jesse wants to know if cat mom users are on Snapchat, and the answer is yes.
Most definitely, always.
And she says that Drew's Snapchat handle is @HobbsDad.
All right.
Don't go search that. I'm totally kidding.
I figured.
I do not have Snapchat, nor will I ever have Snapchat.
It's something with like amazing brownies @drew.com or something.
All right, I am going
Some
to
people
stop
don't like my brownies.
our recording, but
That is not true.
Your brownies